It already happened. You can't block it unless you're numb.
The scariest part about this topic is that it's happening so often and common, and people don't even know it's happening.
I grew up being a people pleaser. Like, I just wanted everybody to be happy around me.
When did you stop being warm? Really? Because somewhere between disappointments, betrayals, you closed off. And right now, someone else is paying for that.
Welcome to Soft Life Hard Work, where grace meets grind while we're building something real here. All right. So, Eman, this is a hot topic.
A little bit.
You want to dive right into it?
Yeah. So there's a very big difference between protecting your peace and losing your humanity, losing touch with your humanity. There's a very fine line. You'll hear more often than not people say, I'm just being realistic. Or my personal favorite, I'm protecting my peace. But at what cost? Losing your humanity? Have you really protected your peace? What peace would you have if you stopped being human?
Yeah, I think there's certain circumstances where you can protect your peace. And there's definitely certain circumstances where you can't. Like, I mean, how can you protect your peace if you have no control over something? Like something that just happened right in front of you. And you're human. You're going to react to it. Either if it's something dramatic where you might cry, or somebody says something to you, and you have to react. And sometimes, yes, you protect your peace, you don't react. You kind of ignore and you move on. And you're protecting your peace that way. Because it might be something really minor and silly, and it's not really worth your energy. And you can definitely do that. Protect your peace and just keep going. Sometimes it's easier said than done. How would you protect your peace in situations where something real just happened in front of you and it's disturbing? That's going to be hard. It already happened. You can't block it unless you're numb. And maybe that's what you're getting into, I believe, is like inhumane, or have lost empathy along the way somewhere. And so you don't feel it.
The thing is, how did you even get to that point? Because let's be honest, the scariest part about this topic is that it's happening so often and common, and people don't even know it's happening, right? Yeah. We've talked about the importance and the significance of awareness, which is a whole other thing for a whole other day. But it does come into play. It does have a significance. It has a role. But again, there's a line. There's a line of saying, I'm doing this to protect my peace versus I'm unplugging to protect my peace. One could do each, and then, but it's how you do it that'll define the end result. We could both say I'm protecting
Sometimes
my peace.
Protecting your peace will take some energy from you to be able to do it. And sometimes it's like a press of a button. It just depends on the situation. Also, the other thing with that is it's practice. You can practice protecting your peace. You really can, just like any other habit, to a certain extent, as I said before. Like, there's certain circumstances that you're just gonna react. Like, for example, a child is running, falls and hits his head right in front of you. It's disturbing. And they start bleeding, for example, or something happened to them. That's going to be disturbing. There's no way you can protect your peace at that point. You're going to be emotional about it. It's going to affect you. You're going to run, try to help, or see what the parent, wants to do. Or you might be the person that's calling 911 at that point. And you're going to walk away that day having a completely different feeling of what you've planned for the day. Those are things that you just can't control. Those are things that will happen along the way. Just like a car accident, for example. You get in a car accident. Like, how?
It's going to change you.
Yeah.
It's gonna
how would you
affect
protect
you.
your peace there? You're trying to drive as careful as possible, and you're a good kind of soft driver. You're like staying focused and staying consistent on the road and watching for other drivers. And then out of nowhere, somebody comes and boop, bumps right into you. There's some escalation that's going to take place there.
Oh, for sure.
No matter what.
You know what? We've seen it. I'm sure both of us have seen it so many times. People, good people, soft, generous, kind, giving, and then they get hurt in life, by life, and they allow these experiences to change them and turn them into something completely unrecognizable. But the thing is whether you know it or not, you let it. You let it. I remember having this conversation with a friend of mine, and we talked about people in her life, friends, family, and her response is, yeah, well, they did this, so I'm doing that. Not in a petty way, not in like, they're tit for tat. No, not that kind of, no. It's more of like, they were cruel to me, and I'm naturally a kind person, so I will actively not be kind.
Just to them or to everybody else?
Well, to everybody who wasn't the nicest, gushiest, softest, cushiest person on earth. But see, there again, we go back to that line. There's a difference between, and listen, I'm going to be so honest. This is not in any way, shape, or form a belittling or disregarding of experiences that have happened to you.
Yeah, there's some traumatic stuff sometimes.
Yeah, there's traumatic stuff that happened to you or is caused to you by someone. Things happen. But realistically, whether we like it or not, we hold the remote. We have full control in whether we allow these things to drastically change us.
See, I think bottom line, Eman, and everybody, I think life has its lessons. We meet people, we have some tasks, we do certain things. Some things go really well, some things don't. We fail, we learn, we get up, and we keep going. A lot of us have traumas that have been there or are there, but you haven't really thought about them. They're called hidden traumas. I'm sure you've kind of heard of such a thing. It's just that you don't even, it doesn't come up to you. You just ignored it. You've hidden it back there somewhere. And sometimes it comes out without you even knowing. And you don't know what the cause is. And why are you reacting to it that way? But there's always a reason why. And then you have to dig deeper. And again, that goes back to just knowing yourself. Really get to know yourself. Really have time to think about what you've gone through and where you are today. And just, yes, analyze a little bit of certain things that you've done and maybe you can do better moving forward. That helps a lot. And the thing is we're all human. We all go through experiences and we're supposed to, and it's not about failing and being, hitting rock bottom and not knowing what to do. It's most of the time about how you get back up and how do you choose to do it. And like you said before, some people try to numb. Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to deal with this on a daily basis unless I don't feel anything. I'm just going to not even care anymore. I'll stop caring.
Well, you just said a really good point. How you get up. Take that, but go get a step back. To figure out how you're going to get up, you actually have to make the choice. I'm going to think of how I'm going to get up. That's a point that falls through the cracks. People just they don't even see it. Okay, cool. But That goes to show you need to acknowledge, I went through one. I experienced XYZ. I need to figure out how would that affect me? And then I need to figure out how I'm going to get out of it, how I'm going to overcome it.
Yes, but before that, actually, is as an adult, okay, there's a choice. I think a lot of the things we do today are based on choices we make.
Everything we do today based on choices.
And it's a choice. It's a choice to be a victim, right? And say, I've gone through all this stuff. I don't know what to do. You should feel sorry for me because this is just too much on me. And I don't know how to, get up, blah, blah, blah. And I have to take, painkillers every day to be able to survive, my headaches because I think too much and la, 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 la. Or you can make a choice of, you know what, I'm an adult. If I'm not educated, I can go get an education. I can make the choices or the healthy choices that will make me a better person. And then navigating, like you said, how am I going to do this? So it's a decision. You have to make a choice at the beginning of it. Is that nobody has control over me anymore. I'm not a child. All this, let's say, for example, bad things happened. But now I have a choice. It's in my hand. I have control of it. I'm the queen of my empire. I can do this. And then you set, steps and goals to move forward by becoming a better person overall, Not everybody, listen, we're all, I think in my opinion, we're all born the same way. Okay? There's DNA in every single one of us that comes as a background.
But we're all the same blank page.
But it's exactly. And then, slowly certain experiences in life start to build certain things in us that make us or break us or, let us fall down and get up and teach us different lessons in life that will allow us to take control. Like, you have to realize that it's a choice. It's a choice to make myself happy. Nobody else is going to make me happy. It's a choice for me to love myself because nobody can love me if I don't love myself. It's a choice to have empathy because if I'm going to decide to be numb, then I'm not really living life fully. There's so much stuff that I'm missing.
I agree wholeheartedly. But there's also this thing, what you described is resources. Everybody needs resources to do whatever. Let's think of it as a project. Yeah, think of it as a project. You need resources, right?
Or a mentor. Like, you can always also look for a mentor. And
that's a resource.
It doesn't even have to be any friends or family that are there. You can look for a mentor at work. You can look for a mentor on social media nowadays. There's a lot of mentors.
Yeah. Everything's virtualized too.
That will help you kind of erase certain habitual things.
You can
or
definitely
change them by all means to have a new chapter or a different book, even if you want. You can close that book, put it away, and open a new book. Who says you can't?
I've first-handedly experienced that. You can definitely reprogram your behavioral DNA set. 100%. You can erase and reformat your entire programming. It is so doable.
I don't know about entire. I'm not sure about entire. There are certain things that, especially at an older age, it becomes very hard to change. Certain things, but these certain things, best case scenario, not worse, best case scenario, you can't delete them, but just knowing that they exist, you know where to file them with everything else. And that alone changes the dynamic of the behavior. True.
Like, I'll give you a really good example. I'll use myself. I'm not gonna reach too far. I have the worst OCD. Okay? I've tried therapy. I've tried behavioral therapy. I've tried talking it out. I've tried books. I've tried all the resources that I could think of to help me, because at some point it did take a toll on me mentally, right?
Yeah.
With all the resources that I had, I still couldn't scratch the itch, essentially. But being aware that, okay, this is something that I don't know how to tackle. I've tried, I failed so many ways for a long time. And then I've kind of succumbed to the fact that, okay, it needs to be filed and sorted properly with everything else in my life. But that was also included in the combo of years of self-improvement and working on myself on things that I was actually able to just erase from my software. Things that I was able to reverse engineer about my character, about my behaviors. Like, I could go on and on about this topic only because I don't want to speak from a biased perspective, but I am a good living example that it's possible. I'm more than happy to share my success because it is doable. And I've also met so many people who've succeeded at doing it who didn't share that they succeeded at doing it. And it drove me crazy. Because I'm like, why? Why? I feel so proud of myself when I share something of these many stories of the behaviors that I've omitted from my character in my early adult years. So when I meet someone who's done the same thing, it's like, why don't we both share it so we can applaud for each other? Like, why you just go?
It's like knowing when to say no, for example. Like, because I grew up being a people pleaser. Like, I just wanted everybody to be happy around me all the time. And it didn't matter, even if I was unhappy, it was okay. It just made me happy knowing that everybody else is happy. So saying no was really hard. Like, I couldn't say no to anybody. And then I'll be doing everybody's things, but my own stuff for the longest time. Like, imagine living your life basically pleasing everybody else around you, which is mostly family, but not yourself. And then finally, something drastic happens to you. And you look at yourself and you go, what have I done?
For yourself?
You basically done nothing that pleased you. You've done everything that pleased everybody else around you. And you just want to press a button to change it. And it sounds much easier than it is, because being a people pleaser and then having to say no and learn how to say no without feeling guilty was a huge thing. Like, I remember the first time I did it, I still remember it, that moment. I was asked to do something, and the answer was, no, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm sorry, I have this to do. And by the time I get to it, it's going to be too much. And the reaction I got was, oh, are you okay?
Because it was against your perceived nature.
Because they're not used to me saying, no, I can't.
Yeah, the perception of you is a yes sayer.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm totally okay. I just need time to do my thing. And that was the answer at the time. And I was on the phone, and I got off the phone, and I was driving, and I started crying. I started crying because I felt guilty, because the person that was asking that from me meant a lot to me, and I wanted to do it. But it meant that I had to stop doing what I needed to do for myself to be able to do it. And it was a lesson that I needed to execute. I have to do this for myself, and I have to make it okay. So it took several times for me to really get used to that, to say, no, I'm sorry. Or it doesn't always have to be a no. It can be, yeah, maybe, but not this week.
It's you practicing prioritizing yourself. It's it's not the fact that you made the choice that one time. It's the fact that you kept making that choice. And every time you do it, it gets easier just because it's not so scary. It's always that first plunge that's the scariest. Because to you, that first plunge is the deepest.
But that's the thing. It's having the knowledge that that's what's going on. And having the knowledge that I'm unhappy. And why am I unhappy? What's making me unhappy? How can I make myself happy again? You know, like a lot of things has happened that has like, and I'm sure a lot of you relate to this, where you look in the mirror and you don't see yourself anymore. You've gone through so much that you've almost lost yourself. And you have to make a decision. As I said, it's a choice. You have to make a decision. What is gonna help me be happy? What's gonna help me be a better person? What can I do? Now I have control of my life. Now I can make the changes that will make me happy. What are those changes that I need to make?
Okay. And once you've succeeded at doing so, these are the things that kind of keep you tethered to your humanity. Yeah. So by doing so, you've protected your peace properly. Yeah. You've protected your peace without inflicting anybody negatively. You didn't help someone, but you didn't hurt them. You didn't inflict, you didn't project, you didn't inflict, you didn't hurt, you didn't neglect. See, I've seen this so many times and I've heard so many times, people saying out loud sometimes even, saying, the world did this and this and this to me. And that's why I'm in this and this way. I used to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm no longer. So
because of things that happened to you along the way and what life threw in your path.
But if you're saying it out loud, you're acknowledging it. You know that's the case. You know that that's the situation in your status. But
again, you're actually at that point, with no offense, victimizing yourself. You are becoming a victim of life. This happened to me and this is why I'm like this now. Well, no, you also still have a choice to become other than this, if that's something you don't like.
And the minute you know that's where you sit and you choose to stay in that, it's a box. If you choose to stay in that box, you are no longer just victimizing yourself. You are inflicting others with your BS. Because there's that fine line between protecting your peace and victimizing yourself. That line isn't like a line. It's more like a crack. And who falls in that crack is yourself first, but not only. You start to...
The people around you.
The people around you. You know what? It is very literal and true when people say hurt people hurt people.
Yeah. And it's very deceiving, I think, in many ways, because those empathetic people usually are the people that run to help, right?
Yeah. People become their complete opposites when something happens.
Yeah, so they've got that emotional intelligence and they're very empathetic and they're running to help. But, you know, deep down inside, you're not even ready for it. Like, in some ways.
You know what?
Because your mindset is still in that victimizing place.
I almost became that person myself. But then somewhere along the road, I will never forget it. I was sitting on the couch at like 4 a.m. and there was dead silence around me. And I was in a really bad headspace. Mentally, I was in a really bad place. And then I remember, again, victimizing myself. This happened to me.
Why me?
Why is this happening to me? And then I started to make a mental list of every bad thing that happened to me, done to me, said to me, everything. just to fuel my own victimizing like fire, right? Mm-hmm. And then immediately when I would remember an action or a thing done to me, I would remember immediately how it made me feel. And after doing that for a few hours, like this was a long, bad mental space. This was long. And then I realized, oh my God, if this all happened to me and it made me feel this way, I'm bound to do these things that were done to me. And I'm going to make someone feel the way I felt. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. And then this panic came over me and it became a genuine phobia. I don't want anyone to ever feel anything bad that I've ever felt. Let's start there.
Yeah.
And then I specifically don't want them to feel that way.
Inflict that on somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't wish that inflicted on anyone by anyone.
Right.
Generally.
Yeah.
But now I have a genuine phobia. I do not want to put someone through what someone put me through.
Yeah.
And growing up in a Middle Eastern background, therapy it's taboo.
Yeah.
In our culture. Mm-hmm. I remember I called my mom and I said, Mom, I think I need to go to therapy. And I said it very hesitantly, by the way.
Yeah.
I said it with a lot of hesitation and fear, but I said it. But I remember thinking, if I'm misconceived or misconstrued or misunderstood by my family and friends, it's okay. I'd rather deal with that than to inflict the same pain that I carried onto someone else. Yeah. And then when I started to work on it, the first time I was introduced to a therapist and I started to talk about it. And she's like, the first question she asked me was, why do you want to go to therapy? And I said to her, I've been hurt a lot. I'm in a lot of pain. I don't want anyone to take that pain. Pain can be generational.
Yeah. I need to stop it.
I need to
stop the bleeding right now.
It needs to stop with me.
Yeah.
Whether it's on my friends, family. And then she looked at me and she said, are you scared of people?
Whoa.
I'm like, I don't know.
Just so you know, I mean,
know.
Usually people go to therapy because of the people that should have gone to therapy.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know.
Well, yeah. But the people who should have went to therapy
didn't. And they don't think. Was inflicted on you and then you just end up going.
And these are the people who think one of two things. I'm perfectly fine. I don't need therapy.
Yes.
Or I don't need to go to therapy because what happened to me was because of people who need to go to therapy. It's like, okay, valid. I'm with you. But where does the link stop?
Yeah, you need to stop it. Yeah.
Like, okay, I went to therapy because of people who needed to go to therapy. But does that mean I get exempt from therapy? No, it means I deserve therapy the most.
Yes, and you need to do it to be able to move forward with a clear mind, clear conscience, clear path.
Yeah, and it also had that point I was approached a lot. Like I was like 21, 22. People are dating and getting to know each other in university and work, and like my social circle was growing.
Yeah.
And then it made me realize, okay, you're meeting more people. I was single at the time. And I thought to myself, I could literally meet my future husband tomorrow and start popping kids immediately. And then instead of having one phobia, I'm like, oh my God, if I don't get to therapy ASAP,
I don't want to give this to anybody else.
I'm going to ruin my kids.
Yeah.
I had another phobia of I'm going to screw up my kids. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my kids run away and need therapy. No, this stops with me. Yeah. This stops with me. And then another thing too, I know that everyone's so open to therapy over the last 5 to 15 years. But before then, therapy was seen as, oh, is she crazy? Like,
there's something wrong with her.
Is she crazy?
Why does she need therapy?
But like everybody, you don't need to wait for a catastrophe, God forbid, to happen to go to therapy.
No.
Just stop being a victim of the world And stop crying. The world made me this way. The world made me that way. People did this to me. It's getting old. It's getting bitter.
Well, this is what life is all about. And everybody has their path and their journey that they go through. And there's good and bad and everything in between. And you have to be able to sort the bad out and try to, work it out somehow. Even if it means you have to go to therapy. So what? So what?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not. This is the way to actually be able to stop those habitual stuff and make those proper changes and take the right choice to have a better life and a happier life and to stop generational stuff that shouldn't be carried over. And that's the right step.
There's nothing shameful or wrong about saying my environment was toxic. My surroundings were detrimental and bad. There's nothing wrong with saying I'm unplugging.
Yeah.
I'm unplugging this. I'm no longer.
Stop right here.
I'm disabling
right
it.
now.
Like on the spot, that's fine.
Again, it's a choice. It's a choice.
Yes.
That we have to make.
Yeah.
And life is full of choices.
It just depends on which ones you make. Are you going to make the good ones or the bad ones?
Yeah. That's it.
We want to hear from you, actually. Let us know. Leave us a comment. Interact with us with however floats your boat. Let us know. What do you think? How do you go about protecting your peace while also being human?
Yeah, and staying real. That's a wrap for Soft Life Hard Work. We came here to build something real, and so did you by just showing up here today. So, gentle reminder to stay true to yourself, and we'll see you next time.